John Quincy Adams, the son of the second president, was arguably the most qualified man to ever seek the office. Yet, he ascended to the presidency under a dark cloud of controversy that would define his entire term. The election of 1824 signaled the definitive end of the era of good feelings. The Democratic-Republican Party fractured into factions supporting four regional candidates: Andrew Jackson, John Quincy Adams, William H. Crawford, and Henry Clay. Andrew Jackson emerged as the clear popular favorite, winning the most popular votes and the most electoral votes, but he fell short of the majority required by the Constitution to win the presidency outright. For the second time in a generation, the election was sent to the House of Representatives to decide the outcome among the top three finishers: Jackson, Adams, and Crawford. Henry Clay, as Speaker of the House, was eliminated from the running but found himself in the powerful position of kingmaker. The drama that unfolded led to the birth of modern American political parties. If you want to see how the smartest man in the room lost the election, hit like and subscribe. Clay personally disliked Jackson, whom he saw as a dangerous military chieftain. Clay's own American system of tariffs and internal improvements aligned perfectly with Adams's nationalist vision. Clay used his considerable influence to rally support for Adams. The House elected Adams as president. Just days later, Adams nominated Henry Clay to be his Secretary of State, the most prestigious cabinet post and the traditional stepping stone to the presidency. Jackson's supporters erupted in fury, immediately crying foul. They claimed a corrupt bargain had been struck, where Clay had sold his support in the House for the coveted cabinet position, thereby stealing the presidency. This accusation, though never proven, was a political masterstroke. It provided the perfect narrative for Jackson to build his new political movement: the idea that the will of the common people had been thwarted by a secret deal among Washington elites. Undeterred by controversy, Adams proposed one of the most ambitious domestic agendas in American history. He fully embraced Clay's American system, calling for the federal government to take a leading role in modernizing the nation. Adams called for federal funding of a vast network of roads and canals, a national university, a naval academy, and even a national astronomical observatory, which his opponents mockingly called lighthouses of the skies. This grand vision was met with widespread hostility in Congress. The political tide was turning against strong, centralized government and toward states' rights and popular democracy. Southerners, in particular, were deeply suspicious, fearing that a federal government powerful enough to build national roads might one day claim the power to interfere with the institution of slavery. The final blow was the Tariff of Abominations of 1828. The high duties enraged the South, which denounced the tariff as a discriminatory tax that benefited Northern industrialists at the expense of Southern agriculture. The tariff further inflamed sectional passions and set the stage for the nullification crisis that would confront his successor, Andrew Jackson. Adams was defeated decisively by Andrew Jackson in the brutal election of 1828. However, he did not retire in disgrace. In 1830, he ran for and won a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, embarking on a second political career that was, in many ways, more remarkable than his first. No former president had ever done this. Freed from the constraints of the presidency, Adams became the most powerful and persistent anti-slavery voice in the nation. His eloquent attacks on slavery earned him the nickname Old Man Eloquent. He waged a brilliant parliamentary war against the gag rule, a House rule that automatically tabled any citizen petitions related to slavery without debate, seeing it as a violation of the First Amendment right to petition. His most celebrated moment came in 1841, when the 73-year-old former president argued before the Supreme Court in the famous Amistad case. He successfully defended a group of enslaved Africans who had mutinied aboard a Spanish slave ship, securing their freedom by arguing they had been illegally kidnapped. Adams was a man of peculiar habits. He was notorious for his early morning routine, which often included a swim in the Potomac River, frequently in the nude. Even more bizarrely, he kept a pet alligator, a gift from the Marquis de Lafayette, in one of the White House bathtubs, reportedly enjoying the sight of his guests fleeing in terror. John Quincy Adams was a visionary, tragically out of step with his time. His ambitious nationalist agenda was rejected by a country turning toward populism and states' rights. But his second career cemented his legacy as a fierce champion of constitutional rights and abolition. Adams's political defeat ushered in the tumultuous Age of Jackson. Our next video is part 7, Andrew Jackson, the People's President. Question for the comments. If Adams's National University and roads had been built, do you think his American system would have saved the country from civil war? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the presidents that forged the nation. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious.